Hi guys, this is Gerard, Shifting Lens. This video is about making simple cuts using your hot wire foam cutter. So actually basic cuts, making basic cuts. Well, making basic cuts comes down to actually cutting blocks nicely angled in a 90-degree angle, squares, rectangulars, and transform these blocks in nice, thin and even sheets. So that's what we're gonna do. Now, in previous videos I talked about all types of foam, but they all have one thing in common, and that is they have a layer of coating. So a basic thing is, first of all, regardless where you want to use the foam, get rid of that coating. So put your fence as close to the wire as possible. In this case, again, I cannot see the numbers on the dial, so I put him on full power, a quarter twist backwards, back. So I have a foot pedal, so place the block along the wire and there I go. Very nicely, very slowly. Take your time, we're not in a hurry. Well, it's a hobby, isn't it? So just take your time. If I go too fast, then I might break the wire or something else happens, which I will show you in a moment. Anyways, I think it's very thin, and we have a very nice layer of foam, and this is the foam we want to work with. Okay, so the coating has been removed. It's a very thin sheet, and as you can see, the surface is very nice and smooth. Now, sometimes you can get a surface that looks a bit like this. It's like waves. You see, it's a little bit bent and it's waves. So when you get that, that means that A, your wire was too loose, not enough tension on the wire, or your heat was too low, meaning that the wire has to work very hard. It gets hot, it cuts a bit, then it has to slow down because the heat is gone, it gets heat again. So that's why you get the waves. It could be a combination of those two. It could be either a loose wire or too fast with too less heat, too little heat. So if you get this, check the tension of the wire and also check the heat / shift your block of foam with less speed through the wire. So that is something you should pay attention to. Now here I have the next basic cut. So I need a lot of thin sheets, very thin sheets. So that's easy enough. So let's do this. Let's make a sheet and see what is going wrong here. Sheet number 1, sheet number 2, and you know what? Let's do fast forward. Okay, so here we have the stack of foam. Now, if you look very closely, and actually the best way to see it is to look at the final sheet, and then you see that it is wider on top and is more narrow on the bottom. Now, cutting all these sheets one by one results in the final sheet being wider on top and thinner at the bottom, which means that it wasn't in a perfect angle. Although you've measured it many times and it was perfect, it still has in the end some irregularity, you could say. Now, in whole, it's so little that by looking at each sheet independently, you do not see anything weird. So how to solve this? Well, here is the solution. I cut the first sheet. I flip the block. I got the second sheet. I flip the block, etc., etc. So here I have the same stack, and here I have a sheet that is also nice, even on both sides. Now this is a very small and little example, but imagine you have a very thick block, and every time every sheet is a little bit off, then in the end you really get a big difference in angle. So cut it, twist it, cut it, twist it, and you're good to go, and you can get the maximum amount of sheets out of your block of foam. So I just removed the coating, the very thin layer of coating, and as you can see, it's a very nice and smooth surface, which means that the heat and the speed, they were well balanced because I have a very nice even surface. And now I want to cut a sheet. And again, let me test full power, quarter twist backwards. And now, as you can see, again, I take my time. The guider is locked in its place. Nothing can happen over there. And as you can see, the block isn't resting on the work surface of the machine itself. It's actually resting simply on the fence, which is fine. And again, you can rest it on the floor, but I think for me it works better this way. As you can see, just whatever happens, just keep moving forward. If by any chance I stop like this and then I move on, I get a very nice mark in the sheet. As you can see, this is my little pause here. So unless you want that, I can imagine you do not want that. So again, whatever happens, just keep on moving. Okay, so this is very basic. And if you want to build big stuff, you have to make a lot of sheets. So this is the way to do it. Done. Now I have this sheet, approximately 6 millimeters. Is that a quarter of an inch thick? And I want to divide it into 2 separate sheets, so I want to halve it, and that is possible by simply adjusting the guider and going against the fence. Now I feel the heat going through the foam into my hand, but it's not painful at all. It's just a nice warm, and so that's not a problem. However, if I want to halve this sheet again, like this is now 3 or 4 millimeters, which should be possible, then it's get more and more tricky. Now, again, I can do this because I am not afraid of the wire at all. And if I burn myself, It smells delicious, it smells like chicken, so that's not a problem. But you feel the heat, and as long as there is foam between your hand and the wire, nothing happens. But I can imagine that if I want to slice this one up again, I might want to change to something like this. This is my little shift board. I put the sheet on, and now I can cut my sheet where I'm certain that I will not burn my hand. And now I can make extremely thin cuts. So just to show you, is it basic? I don't know. I mean, it's not that often that I cut thin sheets like this. Although if you want to make, this is, you have to see this. This is thick. Oh, okay, how we do this? There it goes. Oh, now that is so thin. Okay, totally useless. But again, I like to show it to you. So, okie dokie. Now, but seriously, cutting thin sheets like this, they are perfect for roof tiles or all kinds of strange ornaments. Just to show you that these things are possible. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Let's get on with the next video ASAP. See you soon. Bye bye.